I hope you are having a great day so far. By the end of this video, you'll be able to join, create, and participate in Zoom meetings.
Hi! To kick off the video, I'm Jillian, and this is how you download Zoom on different devices like iPhone, iPad, and computer. If you already have Zoom downloaded, you can skip this section. So this one is for Mac users. So this is Google. If it's not already open on your computer, you can open it by scrolling through this thing until you find this logo and clicking it. Now, this is kind of simple, so you search up how to download Zoom. If you miss a letter, you can backspace using this delete key. Now, you press enter. And Apple is great. It will give you this link, and you can trust it as long as it takes you to a website with this on top. The exact letters are zoom.us/download with an https:// in front. And you know it's safe because they say connection is secure. Now, think how old your Mac is. Did you get it this year, or did you get it before 2020? If it's new, you can click this. But if it's old, which mine is older, you can click this. The version may not say the same thing, but that's okay. Now, you've opened this file and it tells you about Zoom. You can press continue since you know what Zoom is. Now, you press install for all users of this computer. Notice how much space it will take up. Press continue again. It's just telling you what you agreed to. As long as you want all people using your computer to download it, you can click next again. This time it says install. Now your password may come up, so you can type that in if you remember it. And then you click this button. I already own Zoom on this computer. A similar thing works on Safari. Let me show you. First, you click Safari. It looks like a compass, and it's down in this thing. Mine is next to Chrome, or my family's. So now you have another search bar quite similar. You go how to download Zoom, and you press the enter key again to search it. Same thing here. This is trustworthy, probably, and you click go to download. Now Safari doesn't have the lock thing, so don't panic, but it has the same zoom.us/download and https:// think once again, is your Mac new or old? If yours is new, you click here, but mine is old, so I will be clicking here. This time, you have to navigate to a different thing called Finder. You probably know what it is. It's in this thing too. It's usually first. And here it is. You might also have to do this if you have a problem with the Google download. So there's categories here, and you can see them. You can click downloads.
Are you upstairs or downstairs?
And find
Office?
the zoom.pkg. Zoom.pkg is the downloader. You click it twice fast, and then you go through the exact same process that the Chrome people did. Now let's move on to the phone. Make sure your phone is turned on. My dad's isn't, so I'm gonna enter the passcode. You can also use the press home to unlock. Now, put your finger up here. This is a trick I like to use. Now move your finger slowly down. You, from here, tap the letters and type App Store. Every phone has this. And it looks like a blue letter A. Press it. And now, search Zoom.us. This is because we live in America. USA is not a thing, it's US. So now, my dad has Zoom, but he can still update it. This is the app you're going to want to use. It's called Zoom Cloud Meetings. Specifically, it has a lot of ratings and it's pretty good. So yeah, updating it now. Apple has this loading thing it does. That's what it looks like. Now you have Zoom. I also want to show a more realistic download process. So I'm going to navigate back to the App Store and download this thing called Angry Birds. Once you press get, which is what happens when you download, it'll tell you your account and you can install. It may ask you for your password or your Touch ID, which you put your thumb on for. And it may take longer than simply updating an app would. I'll spare you the excessive time. Not excessive, but excess. Finally, this is how you download Zoom on an iPad. Once again, you can navigate to the App Store by sliding down like this and searching. But in this case, I'm just going to click the A icon. Now, you click the search bar again with your finger and type in Zoom on this keyboard. here is the app. It is the editor's choice, and you press get and install. You can go back home after you enter the password. I'm gonna sign off here.
So once you've created your Google account, you'll want to now create a Zoom account. So first go to zoom.us. Once you're here, go to this orange button at the top of the screen. Click it. So now we're going to start creating your Zoom account. So just enter your birthday. I will just put a random date, but for you, just please enter your birthday. Now you can click sign in with Google. So the Google account you just made, you'll use that to sign in with Zoom. So you click this icon here that says Google. And once you're here, just click the account that you want to continue to Zoom with. So I'm going to click this Gmail account, and it will automatically create your account for you. So once you're here, just click create account. Now your Zoom account has been created. So now that you've created a Zoom account, it's time to actually join a meeting. So there's two different ways you can join a Zoom meeting. One is with the link, and another way is to join with the meeting ID and password. So firstly, if someone sends you a link like this, all you have to do is click on it, and it will open another tab, and then all you have to do is click Open Zoom Meetings. And it's the same on an iPhone or an iPad. Then you're going to be able to join the call. But another way you can join a Zoom meeting is using the meeting ID and password. So normally if anyone sends you a message or an email, it'll identify which is the meeting ID and which is the password. So the meeting ID have 11 digits, and the password will always be a mix of numbers and letters like this. So if you want to join the Zoom, all you have to do is insert the meeting ID. So you can either copy it or just type it right in. And then insert the password. And once you've done that, you'll be able to join a Zoom as well.
Hi, I'm Alia, and I will be teaching you how to create a Zoom meeting and use the settings on the Zoom website. First, you can type Zoom into your browser and click on the first link. It will take you to the official Zoom website. If you hover over Solutions, you will see the many purposes of Zoom, like catching up with family, having classes, attending webinars, and chatting with friends. If you click any of these, it will take you to a page where it explains more in depth about the many features that it has. Now, if you want to create a meeting, you can go to your account, sign in, and click My Account. Then on the left-hand side, you can click Meetings. Here, you can click Schedule a Meeting, and you can type in whatever the topic is about, the description, when it is, or adjust any settings that you would like. At the end, you can save, and it will schedule a meeting for you. Now, at any time, you can delete your meeting if desired. I hope this helped you create a Zoom meeting quickly and easily.
So, now you know how to join a Zoom meeting. Here's how you control it. On Zoom, there is a control bar. On Macs, it's at the bottom of the Zoom window, right here. There are the mute and unmute buttons. There is the stop video and start video button. There is the participants viewer. There's the chat. There is an option to share your screen. There's an option to record the meeting, and there's reactions. What is available may differ on different devices and in different meetings, but we're going to talk about what's available in this meeting. These are the most important controls. When this button says unmute and there's a microphone crossed out, it means no one can hear you talk. But when it says mute, everyone can hear you talk. If you are having problems with the muting and unmute button, Zoom may ask you to enter your password. If you join a meeting, there are options to choose whether you will be muted or unmuted. But you can quickly change this just by clicking. You can always just click. People won't hear you. People will hear you. Beside muting and unmuting is the stop video and start video button. Right now, everyone can see me. But if I stop my video, they wouldn't be able to. It's the same thing as with the mute button. When it's crossed out and it says start video, it means that people can't see you. But when this logo is open and it says stop video, people can see you. This stop video is an important part of Zoom. Now we have the Participants tab. This tells you who is in the meeting. If you can't hear someone, check the Participants tab to see if they're there. They may have gotten kicked out of the meeting, or they may not have been able to join yet. It looks like a group of people. You are included in the Participants tab, and in it, there are several controls. You can rename yourself. So I'm going to enter my name as Chili Pepper, probably misspelled. And now that's what people see. In a lot of meetings, you can also do this, unmute from this tab, or mute. There are a lot of options because mute and unmute and start and stop video are the most important controls. In Zoom, when you want to close a tab, because these chat and participants are both tabs, all you do is click on the thing, the icon. Now let's move on to the chat. The chat allows you to communicate with other people. The host in your meeting may be able to limit who you can talk to, or it might be an accident, but there's an option to tell everyone what's going on, so you could say, "Hi, how are you guys?" Same thing as typing, and then press enter, and everyone will see it. Or you could click this blue button and tab down to someone else. I'm going to say to the host, "Could you please enable sharing screen?" And then press enter so that people can see. When you press enter, you can't go back. And when you select one person in the chat, then your messages from then on will go to them. The same thing happens if they chat to you. People often use the chat when they are having problems with internet or starting their audio. They also use it to paste links, like the link to a recipe. So you just copy it, then you press Control V, and then you press enter. This is not a link to a recipe, this is just a math thing. Now, let's move on to sharing screen. On your device, you can look at many websites, like the recipe example we had earlier. If you want other people to be able to see those websites the exact same way you're seeing them, then you have the option to share your screen. You can share a single application so they'll only see what's in there, or you can share everything that's happening. Here is how you do those things. There is another tab, Share Screen, next to the Participants and Chat tab. When you click on it, it gives you all of these options. Look for what you want to share. So if you want to share your Chrome tab, you can do that. This blue button is what you have to click. It doesn't just share automatically. You can even share your computer sound, though if you are unmuted, this is unnecessary. Everyone can see your mouse, and if you're not sure whether things are working or not, you can ask them using your unmute button, is this working? Or the chat, is this working? People on different size devices see it too. If you want to stop sharing your screen, which you will eventually, they have a red cancel button right here. It may look different on different devices. I'm going to show you now what these controls look like on an iPhone and what Zoom leader controls are. There is still a tab, only now it is a clickable tab. You have the unmute and mute button. People can hear you. People can't. You have the start and stop video button. People can see you. People can't. And you have the participants button. When you're the host, you have more abilities such as asking someone to unmute, asking them to start the meeting, making them the host, making them the co-host, renaming them, removing them, or assign them to type closed captioning, which is probably not necessary. Can also put them back in the waiting room. The waiting room is a place where you are going to be let into the meeting, but you can't see anything that's happening. On more, here are the settings, the reactions, and the chat. Raise hand feature. I did not show this on the computer yet, but basically when you raise your hand, the host can see it and knows that you want to say something. When you press a laugh reaction, There are many emojis down here below all the settings. Everyone can see you're laughing and you think it's funny. These reactions aren't used much, but they can be invaluable. Still on the more, you have the chat once again. Instead of pressing enter this time, you use this button here, this blue arrow, and click it. Same thing happens. Same rules as the other chat. If you tab out of a meeting, okay, this is enough to cut off. Sharing screen may be different on many different devices, but here is an example of what might happen. You press share screen, the green thing in the center. You click top screen so people can see everything. The apps that show up in your tab are the apps that are opened, by the way. You may have many apps open and not know it because they can run in the background. Then it tells you what might happen, and it tells you that everyone can see everything on your screen, including notifications, unless you disable them. And you can click Start Broadcast. Once the broadcast starts, everyone can see it. Then, when you're done, you can press Stop Share. If you saw the blue button above it, you also saw that you are able to disable audio sharing or enable audio sharing. Then it'll tell you what you stopped doing, and you can press OK. That is how to screen share on an iPhone. Finally, there is the record button. I would not recommend using this much, but if you are allowed to and you think it is necessary, go down to the tab and press record. Same thing here. Go down to the tab and press record. It may say record to the cloud instead. And then you just see this up here, and then it will upload what's happening. To stop this recording, which you may want to if you click it by accident especially, press stop.
Recording stopped.
You should definitely tell other people that you are recording because they may not know and they may reveal private information like their Instagram account. To leave a meeting, just press the final button on the tab and go to leave meeting. If this happens by accident, then you can try to join again. If you're the host, you have two options: end meeting for all or leave meeting. When you click end meeting for all, they will get a notification and be kicked out that the meeting is ended. And when you press leave meeting, another person will become a host in your stead and you can rejoin as the host. I'm pressing end meeting for all.
We'll be teaching you how to troubleshoot and figure out why your Zoom might not be working. So first, this may seem a bit obvious, but before you do anything, check that if you're unmuted or your video is not on. But usually if it's something more complex than that, you can click this arrow and you can click audio settings. This will take you to the settings page. So in general, you can check off anything or uncheck anything that you would like. So if you would want to copy an invite link when starting a meeting so you can send it to people, you can check off that. Or if you want to change up your theme, Or if you want to change up your reaction skin tone, you can do whatever you want with that. So when you go to video, you can check to see if there's anything wrong with your video, or just touch up your appearance or adjust for low light. For these check marks, you can check if you might not be seeing video participants, and that might have been because you checked off this, and that hides people that don't have their camera on, so you can always troubleshoot with that. When you go to audio, you can test your microphone if people can't hear you, or if you can't hear people, then you can test your speaker. Again, you can always uncheck or check these settings right here. So you can mute your mic when you join a meeting if you would like. For sharing screen, you can adjust your settings to see if you would want to scale to fit your shared content in case the Zoom participants can't see what you're sharing, or you can enter full screen. So anything like that you can find here. For appearances, you can add virtual backgrounds and video filters. So you can add a virtual background by clicking this arrow or this plus button, and you can add whatever filter you would like. In recording, if you're recording your Zoom, you can choose a location to save the recording to, so you can check that off, or anything here. Statistics show how much you've been using your Zoom and how much memory it's taking up. So you can browse through any of these to see what exactly you're looking at. For keyboard shortcuts, you can adjust whatever keys you can select to do different controls. So you can join a meeting by clicking this or whatever you select it to be. In case you want to change anything, you can always just restore defaults right here. And in accessibility, it talks about how your captions will look, and you can make the chat display size whatever you want. So you can make it bigger or smaller, anything like that. And you can enable or disable anything you would like. Another thing with the video is that I tend to find if you're in a place with not as great connection, turning off your camera helps the Zoom not lag as much. So if you're finding it hard to keep up with what everyone's saying, it might be because it's lagging and you have to turn your camera off.
Learn something new about Zoom and can use this
So
information
I
in your
hope
next Zoom
that
call.
this video helped you troubleshoot and find any solutions to any problems that you might be having.
Thank you for watching our video. We hope you learned something new about Zoom and can use this information in your next Zoom call. Have a nice day.